Why? When I began writing the books of the Lord is our righteousness, God had already warned me that society would not immediately accept the revealed truth and that I would have to wait a considerable time for it to be understood. I will confirm this statement with the Bible, for the time is coming when people will not endure sound teaching, but having itching ears, they will accumulate for themselves teachers to suit their own passions, and will turn away from listening to the truth and wander off into myth. As for you, be sober-minded in all things, endure suffering, do not do the work of an evangelist, fulfill your ministry. As you can see, this fact proves that the website messiah.com serves to fulfill this law, as this confirms that humanity is living in the time that the Bible calls the end times. Now I want to touch on the phenomenon of memory, which appears in three categories in humans: rational memory, wise memory, and spiritual memory. Rational memory includes the stock of information that a person's consciousness can perceive and remember. Wise memory is the ability of the genetic code, which is used through intuition at the right moment. Spiritual memory, however, includes true information about the structural features of this world and the human phenomenon, within the limits that the person's allowed rational perfection can grasp. We often like to say things like scientists have established this or that law, they have discovered this or that, or they have found this or that secret, but no one is interested in finding out how they get these opportunities. This leads to the conclusion that human pride does not want to admit that it is a created being. Yes, pride, vanity, ambition, and arrogance are the qualities that a person acquired in exchange for committing sin, which cause rational memory to be separated from wisdom. This is why a person can no longer know the truth. But why is knowing the truth a necessity for humans? The Bible gives a short, specific answer to this question. We will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. I will now talk about what is meant by the freedom that comes from possessing true knowledge. It is common knowledge that the brain is the controller and manager of the vital processes in a person. The result of its function is thought and mind. As for through thought, a person's strength on earth is based on the knowledge gained by it. What do you think gives knowledge, which is sentences made of words, the power to cure a disease or create new technical or technological innovation? Or to be more specific, how does human thought manage to obtain knowledge that can influence matter? The short and true answer to this question is human thought can do this because it extracts this knowledge from the truth that is recorded in every person's mind, that is given at birth through the soul. As for the mind's program, it was created by Christ when he was the morning star angel. He humbled himself to fulfill this function. First transforming into the Adam of Eden and then into Jesus of Nazareth. I will clarify what this humbling oneself process represents. It is causing change in the soul to create human thoughts. This process was carried out according to the laws of genetics, which begin with the angels and continue with the genetic course of humanity. The proof of this is obvious in our case, as humans also undergo similar processes, which we call a spiritual fall or ascent. This means that a person can make change in their soul through thought. The Bible also confirms Christ's evolutionary humbling from an angel, descending even to the underworld and the successfully returning and ascending to heaven. Therefore it says, when he ascended on high, he led a host of captives, and he gave gifts to men. In saying he ascended, what does it mean but that he had also descended into the lower regions, the earth? He who descended is the one who also ascended far above all the heavens, that he might fill all things. He was able to do all this only because he obeyed God's instructions exactly. His imitator Satan tried to achieve everything without following God's instructions, so his attempt ended in failure. When making a choice between two opposite paths, the decision of which path to take is determined by whether or not you follow the law of truth. Each path has its own qualities that are adopted by the traveler, which shape their character and write their own destiny. So if a person complains about their misfortune, they can correct it, but to do this they must first change their qualities, which is impossible without knowing the truth. The possession of truth is the foundation on which a person's health and luck stand, because the knowledge of true righteousness leads a person to justice. The feeling of justice awakens a good conscience. Having a good conscience prevents a person from committing sin. As a result of all this, the mood is corrected, fear disappears, and the person is armed with true faith. Such a person deserves to be given the status of righteousness by God's standard, and the following law will apply to them. No harm will come to the righteous. Therefore, it is now easy to understand why a person is punished. Let's deepen this knowledge with the laws of the Bible. When a person has something happened to them, it is because of their own wicked deeds and their great sins. Because whoever does wrong will receive back the wrong he has done, and there is no partiality. God is righteous, and it is alien to his power to punish him who does not deserve punishment. God shows no partiality, but in every nation anyone who fears him and does what is right is acceptable to him. As you can see, it is clear from these laws that if a person wants to live their days happily, they must do only one thing: follow the instructions that will firmly place them in the specially designated place in this world. As for the specially designated place, each person has it measured from birth with an individual genetic code formula. This in turn means that this place includes everything necessary for the person's talent and ability to function. Their functioning rewards their owner with all the means of livelihood. This is a creature that God has favored, and if any misfortune befalls them, they alone are to blame because they refuse to follow the rules that their Creator established as a living instruction. Now I will say a few words about these rules. As religions adopt them and make people break the very main rules that are assessed with the decisive points in destiny. The punishment for breaking such rules goes as far as taking the life of a child, which the Bible also reports. So when the righteous man dies, he will condemn the living ungodly, and you has made perfect early will condemn the long life of the unrighteous. Please pay close attention to what I am about to tell you, because today we are already in the last days of the genetic course of humanity. This means that the limit of sin allowed for humanity has been filled, and even a single violation of such a rule by a parent can sacrifice a child's life. Before I explain which rule this is, I must briefly tell you about the nature of this world and the phenomenon called Christ's anointing. What science and religion say about this world, that God is a mixture of lies and truth, which of course cannot even come close to the true truth. The truth is that this world is programmed and every nuance is calculated with lawful precision so that not a single case of chance or chaos is allowed. Otherwise, the world's orderly functioning which ensures its own existence could not be guaranteed. As for the person, it is true that they have the right to not follow the laws of the universe if they wish, but this law violations are limited, and as soon as they exceed the limits, their life will be immediately terminated. This is the reason for cases of this where a healthy person has died suddenly and the cause could not be determined. It